I was a yoga teacher. I am a yoga teacher, a trained massage therapist. Before that, was in the fitness industry for many years. I knew a lot about my body. I knew my anatomy to some degree. I stretched, I strengthened, I trained, and I still had a hip pain following an injury that wouldn't go away. I literally tried everything, and I tried to do everything right by the book, but my body didn't feel right, no matter what I did. Hi, my name's Claudine, and this channel is something that I've been wanting to create for some time now, especially for those of you who are already doing the work, but you feel like there's something missing from what you're doing. And so I want to create this space where we can talk about movement, mindful movement, somatics, yoga. We can talk about nervous system healing without all the pressure to get it right, to find the thing that's going to fix, or the opposite side of that, to push or to perform in some way. What we want now is just real learning from the inside out. So I want to tell you a bit about how I found Clinical Somatics back in 2014, and also why it took me quite a long time to get to where I am now, which is having lasting change. So as I said, I had hip pain for 15 years following a kickboxing injury, which was kind of a groin injury really, but it went on and on and on because I didn't rest it. I was busy. I was a 20-something working in fitness. I ended up giving up a lot of stuff because of this problem eventually, and went into teaching yoga from a perspective of wanting to help myself heal. And I'd done all the usual things. So all the stretches, all the strengthening, the figure out which muscles are the problem and all the rest of it, got worked on by many different wonderful people, and did lots of training courses, but nothing really shifted in any lasting way. I always felt like I was managing the problem and it was kind of always there, not resolving, still something that made me refer to that as my injury. I came across Clinical Somatics and immediately I knew that this made sense. And this was the missing thing that I was looking for, but I didn't know what it was. And as soon as I came across it, I was like, okay, that is the thing that explains why I still have pain, even though I'm doing all of the right things. And it was like a new layer came into my life, which included the brain. But not just the nervous system, not just becoming sensitized to pain and the brain giving off signals of pain, which is also a thing, but more about sensing your body and understanding how your body responds to stress, how my body had responded to stress, the injury in the first place, the fear that came as a result of not getting that fixed, if you like, or healed, and many different layers of compensation that went with it. And even after finding clinical somatics and having some success to start with, I was still approaching it like I approached other things in life. In other words, trying to do it right or trying to fix the problem. Like it was always, oh, that thing. So I had to step back and look at things differently. Because somatics is different. It's a different way of looking at the body and understanding what's going on. And essentially it's about unlearning patterns being created through whatever it is that you've experienced, whether that is an injury, as it was for me, but other things as well. And I had to slow down. I had to slow down. I had to be willing to be curious, to be able to sense my body. And I had to let go of the way that I would normally approach my body and exercise, which was kind of to tend to want to do more, push through, be good at what I was doing. So this biggest realization that I had of it's not about doing more, it's about sensing more. that was a learning that I had to not just learn intellectually, but I had to actually learn it in my body. I had to stop trying to force to get certain results. I had to start being curious about what was actually going on in my body. And I had to change my relationship to my body and my practice, even to my yoga practice, because it was different. And what I learned over time was that I had this habitual involuntary guarding going on in my body. My muscles were being held tight in a particular pattern as a result of all the things I've just described. And I had to kind of uncover this and understand and start to recognize this unconscious holding that was going on in order for me to be able to get the freedom back in my movement. And I'm sharing this because no one really told me that, yeah, this can take time and it's okay. It's okay for you to be in a learning process. This is not a fix or a hack. It's a learning process that is progressive, right? You have to go through step by step, and it's one that respects your brain and your body and your pace, and also you as a person, your characteristics, your personality, what you've come from. And if you've tried everything and you still feel stuck in your body, maybe you don't need another technique or another movement. Maybe you just need a new lens to look down. So this is what I'm going to be sharing here. Simple practices, my insights, things that I've learned along the way, just small steps that you can take to find more ease in your body, have more awareness, and to start to feel better on a long-term basis rather than just quick fixes. So if that resonates with you, I hope you'll stick around. I'm going to share a bit more about what clinical somatics is, how it works, and how it can work for pain and other symptoms that seem to be persistent, and the mindset and the identity shifts that you might need to make, as I did, to actually move forwards in your own healing journey, whatever that looks like for you. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.